Today on FogBay TV, we have Kapone from the supergroup Totally Insane. Welcome to FogBay TV, my brother.
Thank you, man. Happy to be here.
Man, we are so thankful to have you today. As you know, we have a laid-back format. We're going to run through your questions, man. We're going to have fun. And I think the first question we're going to start with, is one that we've been starting with a lot of our guests. You know, we talk about family origin, what adds the flavor to a person. So we want to start there with you, man, and we're going to move into your music and some of the legendary things that you have done. So let's kick it off, man.
Well, I was born in Stanford Hospital, Palo Alto, California. My dad's side of the family is from down south Louisiana. Okay. My mother's side of the family, my grandmother is from San Andreas Islands, Colombia, South America. Okay. I think I told this story on a couple of other interviews.
Go ahead.
Scoot from Hood Stars, all y'all to know Hood Stars. His grandmother helped my grandmother with the paperwork to stay in America. Kind of like sponsored her to help her stay in America. This was like 1956. And then a year later, 1957, my mom was born. She was also born at Stanford Hospital, Palo Alto. So I'm born and raised East Palo Alto to the bone, 1016 Alberni Street. You know what I'm saying?
That's right, man. But you say Colombia, so that means you got a little Afro-Latino blood in you.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Young Life, shout out to my cousin Young Life. Young Life is my cousin, legendary rapper out of San Jose, out the Bay Area, should I say. That's my cousin, man. That's my family. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So we're gonna move into the rap, man. We just, as an audience, we always kind of want to know when you started dealing with the music, how you got into rap, who your influences were at the time. So please explain to the audience some about that.
Well, when I first started, I first got into rap when I was like 10 years old.
Okay.
I was born in 74. This is like 84. The big song on the radio was a song called Roxanne, Roxanne by a group called UTFO.
That's right.
Up out of New York. That was the first song that I learned every word to. And once I got the cadence and learned how the word play, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then I started switching, putting my own words into it and creating my own word patterns. And that's how I started rapping. I basically taught myself how to rap, actually, through that song. Okay,
so no other outside influences to that? The UTFO was the catalyst?
Well, they're the ones that started me into learning how to rap, how to spit bars, how to format song or format verses, should I say.
Gotcha.
Musical influence, man, shit. I was fortunate enough to, my mom had me when she was in high school.
Okay.
My mom was a teenager when she had me.
Okay.
So her and my dad was still in high school. So I was listening, so she always had all the popular music around. She always had records, she always had turntables, she always had cassette tapes.
Yes, sir.
I grew up on Earth, Wind and Fire, and Frankie Beverly and Mays, and James Brown, and my dad was a street nigga, so he listened to Funkadelic, Parliament, James Brown, all the gangster shit.
Yes,
Isaac
sir.
Hayes and the Curtis Mayfields and all the gangster shit.
Yes, sir.
My mom was in there listening to the Motown, the Temptations, and the Earth, Wind and Fires, and the Marvin Gaye's and Diana Ross and all that. So James Brown is a real big influence as far as musical because he was the first instrumentals that I started rapping to. Before there was even instrumentals even thought of, niggas was rapping over a section of James Brown and keep looping that motherfucker and just keep going.
That's right.
And other break beats, you know what I'm saying? I didn't get into break beats until I met TC, and TC introduced us and explained to us what break beats was. But before that, we'll take a sample of James Brown, figure out a way to repeat that motherfucker, and just go.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it. And shout out to OGTC. We're going to
TC, definitely legend, man.
Definitely come back to him at some point in your interview, man. But we want to talk about East Palo Alto. Anybody that's listened to your music has heard about East Palo Alto. It's impossible dealing with Totally Insane not to.
Right.
Late 80s and 90s, turbulent in East Palo Alto.
Definitely. Yeah.
At one point the murder capital of the United States.
1992.
That's it.
Yeah.
Please tell us about the good and the bad of East Palo Alto so we get a round view of it. And then please tell the viewing audience about the Black Power movements or the Black Love that was coming out of East Palo Alto in the early days.
Oh, definitely. Back in the 80s when I was growing up, it was more East Palo Alto. I mean, it was dangerous. Don't get me wrong, but it was more family orientated.
Yeah.
It was more dangerous to outsiders. You know what I'm
Understand.
saying?
Yes, sir.
Back in the 80s. Motherfuckers from other places couldn't come near and do what the fuck they wanted to do. But it was unity inside the city. The what should I say? The drama didn't start until like the late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
And that's probably because they pushed, you know, that's when the cocaine was heavily pushed through there, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, a lot of other influence was coming into play, you know what I'm saying?
And everything.
Pistols and the whole
Yeah.
shit. So around the late 80s, early, like 88, 89, 90, we started experiencing a lot of murders in East Palo Alto. By the time it reached 1992, we was the murder capital of the nation. And that's because, you know, they compare it to the size of your city and the number of homicides you got in that size city. And for us to be a small city, we was having a high number of homicides.
That's right.
And that's what put us over L.A. and, you know.
The per capita number.
Right, the per capita, Chicago, L.A., the per capita, right. And that year we had a higher per capita of murders than Chicago, L.A., Detroit, New York, you know. And, yeah, that shit was kind of crazy. That shit was definitely crazy.
That's right. And to move to that Black Power tip, that was probably coming out of the 60s era. Tell us a bit about, and like I said, I heard, we talked about before the interview, I heard that East Palo Alto was what, Little Nairobi, or can you elaborate on that for us too?
Back in the 60s, the high school, Ravenswood High School, was a real popular high school in the Bay Area.
Okay.
A lot of athletes came out of there, a lot of academic stars came out of there, and it was the Black Power movement was definitely big because East Palo Alto was a majority black city back then in the 60s and the 70s. You know what I'm saying? So the Black Panthers coming out of Oakland that had family or friends or whoever in East Palo Alto was a big influence, and we also had a Panther headquarters out in East Palo Alto in the Village.
Okay.
Yeah. I think on Michigan Street. The house is still there. I think it's on Michigan Street, but at one point back in the late 60s, that was a Panther headquarters in East Palo Alto. But back in the days, they had a section which we call the Village now, but back then it used to be called Nairobi Village.
All right.
There was a section of East Palo Alto that was called Nairobi Village. And in that village, it was kind of like, they was very highly Black Panther influenced. They was self-taught, everything came. They had a supermarket over there. They had later on when I was growing up, it became Mickey's Blue Room, but before that, it was called the Nairobi Center, where they had a grocery store. They had like a little area outside, like a what they call that, where they do outside concerts and shit.
Rec center or something like that.
They do outside concerts. They had a little area out there where they did concerts. James Brown came through there.
Oh, wow.
I heard Earth, Wind, and Fire came through one time. I heard Parliament. My dad told me Parliament Funkadelic came out in the late 70s.
All right.
But it was real black, and they were going to name the whole city Nairobi Village.
All right.
Was it Nairobi or Nairobi Village? But it was, very Afrocentric out there. I remember back when I was young, the Juneteenth used to be straight Afrocentric. You know what I'm saying? Straight cats out there with their afros and their dashikis and their Black Power fists and they,
Yes, sir.
Later on during the years as I grew up, that shit started fading. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Like in the 90s, start fading. The Afrocentric
Piece of it. Yeah. And man, and this is a little bit in a different direction, but just to give context to some of the things you're talking about East Palo Alto, can you tell our listening audience, for those who were never able to come to East Palo Alto because of the nature back in the day, can you tell them about the different sections of East Palo Alto?
Yeah. East Palo Alto is divided into 4 sections. You got Midtown, you got the Village. I'm from Midtown. You got the Village, you got the Gardens, and you got Flutter. Midtown, where I'm from, it's the middle of the town because you have Menlo Park on one side and East Palo Alto on one side.
Okay.
I live like in the middle of the divide of Menlo Park and East Palo Alto. So if you come through Menlo Park, you got to come through my part of the city to go to the Village and the Gardens, which is in the back of East Palo Alto.
Okay.
The Village, like I said in the beginning, was the real Afrocentric, the real cultural part of the city. Nairobi Village, Jack Farrell Park, shit like that.
Okay.
The Gardens is like the good area where the nice houses at, the greenery, if you take a ride through East Palo Alto, once you get to the Garden, you're going to be like, oh, shit.
Beautiful.
It's looking kind of like Bel Air over here a little bit. But growing up, it was always been like that. All the fine-ass girls lived in the Gardens, all the nice houses and all the shit.
Uh-huh.
I come from the back streets. It was kind of like, it's kind of rough over there. We had no sidewalks through the 80s. They just started building sidewalks in the 90s, late 90s. And so I grew up in Midtown was kind of like the rough little country looking kind of area for a minute, the back streets. That's where we got the name back streets from.
All right.
And motherfuckers were scared to come through there too.
Yes, sir.
That shit was dangerous.
Yes, sir. No joke.
Yeah.
Man, please tell us. We're going to segue into Totally Insane, Bay Area supergroup. Please tell us about Totally Insane and the evolution of Totally Insane. Because as you explained there, TC has said, and as you said, Totally Insane, when it started up, was not originally Kapone and TennDollaz. There were some other people in the mix until that group came together and solidified.
Well,
or correct me.
Like I said, I started rapping when I was 10. So when I got into junior high school is when I got brave enough to start going on stage and start performing in front of people. So what I did was I put together, I didn't put it together, just a group of friends that knew how to rap and was into music, just got together and we created like a schoolhouse group called Kings of Death, KOD, the Kings of Death.
Okay.
And it was me, Chunk, Doc Louie, 10. It was like we had like damn near 10 motherfuckers in the group. So we used to do talent shows and the school assemblies and shit like that.
Okay.
We'll get on the schoolyard and be rapping and have a crowd around us. Some motherfuckers step in the circle and do their little shit, and that's how it started. We started off being on the schoolyard in the circle doing our shit. The drama teacher, Miss East, came to one of the circles one day and seen us out there doing our thing. She was like, well, damn, y'all pretty good. After school, I have the music room. They gave me the keys to the music room. If y'all want, y'all can come after school and I'll open a room for y'all and y'all can go in there and practice y'all shit or, like fuck around in there.
Okay.
And we was like, shit, cool. So after school, we used to go in there and practice and put our shit together and, work on verses and, put shit together. We hadn't even thought about recording yet. That wasn't even in our mind. We were just thinking about doing shows and shit.
Okay.
So after doing that, she was like, man, y'all really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to the principal, see if y'all can do some of these talent shows or do some of these school assemblies to, in between, when we're doing a school assembly or something, give y'all a couple minutes, y'all go up there and perform, say a little something.
Yeah.
So she started doing that.
Okay.
We had this the first one was this big Christmas assembly we had. She let us put together a whole production and the whole shit, let us do it ourselves. Let the students put the shit together ourselves. And the shit came out cool. And so after that, she was like, man, so she started hooking us up with local talent shows. It was a talent show in San Jose back then called the Jabberwock.
Okay.
Now, y'all know the famous dance group called the Jabberwockies. I don't know if that got any correlation, but it was a talent show back then called Jabberwock. You know what I'm saying?
And all this you're doing right now, that's KOD. This is prior
This is
to
all KOD. This
okay.
ain't Totally Insane even thought of.
Okay.
Totally Insane wasn't even the next manifestation of the group.
Okay, tell us about it.
After the KOD, after we got older and went off to high school, a lot of us got separated.
Okay.
In East Palo Alto, the high school you go to is according to this part of the city you live in. Okay. I live in Midtown. So somehow, I don't know how this happened, there's 4 major high schools in the San Mateo school district. Mm-hmm. You got Carmont, you got M.A. Miller Atherton,
that's right.
You got Sequoia, and you got Woodside.
That's it.
Now, back in the 70s, my mom and dad went to Woodside.
Okay.
My mom grew up on Alberni in Midtown. My dad grew up on Illinois in the Village.
Okay.
And I don't know how they did that, but they both ended up in Woodside.
Okay.
Now, in the 90s, when they came to me to go to high school, I lived in the Carmine district.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever seen that movie Dangerous Minds, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, yeah.
That movie was written about my English teacher, Miss Johnson, Luann Johnson, wrote that movie.
Okay.
She wrote it as a book called My Posse Don't Do Homework. Miramax or whoever, Warner Brothers or whoever, took her book and made it into a movie form. If you go back and look at the movie, it's a scene in there where they're showing the school buses pulling up to the school. Mm-hmm. If you look on the side of the bus says Palo Alto Unified School District. If you go and look at the movie.
Okay.
Even though they didn't shoot the movie in East Palo Alto, but they shot the movie symbolizing that.
Okay.
My English teacher wrote that movie, so some of the characters in that movie were supposed to be cats from East Palo Alto.
Okay.
So I was shipped off to Carmont, where it was like predominantly white neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
We pulling up in school buses, and they got swastikas and shit, spray paint on the wall.
Like
Go
that.
home nigger and shit, spray paint on the wall. But what they didn't know was we was from East Palo Alto.
Yes, sir.
So once we got off that bus,
It was on.
it was on. We had race rides and shit up there. They had a main hall called C Hall down there in Carmont.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we used to go down there just trash white boys, throw them into the locker, the whole shit. But it was because of
The racism.
Because of the racism.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
A lot of us appreciated him bringing us to this. I mean, shit. If we could have went to Carmont and did everything we were supposed to do, that could be opportunity for us.
Yeah.
We could have made that opportunity for us.
Yeah.
If we getting taken out of the ghetto and getting taken to fucking Beverly Hills, where these
Basically.
motherfuckers got money.
Yeah.
This motherfucker's manicured nice. This motherfucker is. I don't know if you ever seen Carmont, but that shit is
Nice.
that shit nice.
Yeah.
And but what happened was eventually after time went on, we got cool with everybody got cool,
Okay.
and we started getting cool with the white folks, and we
Okay.
was, they was coming to East Palo Alto, we was coming down there, they was
Okay.
coming to some of our house parties,
Okay.
we was going down there kicking it at their mall and shit. So we integrated eventually,
Okay.
but in the beginning it was kind of like
A little bit tension and rough.
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Now, did y'all do any concerts at Carmont? Y'all do any shows over there? I'm just throwing that in there because I'm just interested to know.
Well, yeah, actually, we didn't become totally insane until me and Ten got kicked out of Carmont.
Okay.
But when Scoot went to Carmont a few years later, they put him in charge of the Black Student Union,
Okay.
and they came together and brought us back up there after Direct from the Backstreet came out. Once we had started getting popularity, we was kind of hot on the streets. He set it up to where they agreed for us to come up there and do a free show for the school.
That's
So
right.
me and Ten went up there and did a free show for the school. I think they did. Never Legal and them was there with us too. Yeah.
Please tell us about talent shows where you have these contests, and there's a specific Bay Area fixture that you said you always used to, kind of hand it to y'all, man, during back in the day, man. So can you tell a listening audience about that?
Well, yeah. So Miss E started hooking us up with the talent shows and shit. We thought we was pretty good. We was practicing shit. We thought we was hard as a motherfucker. But they had a group out there called Rated X, man. Your boy Prozac, aka Captain Crunch. Well, he was Captain Crunch back then. Now he's Prozac. Shout out to my nigga Prozac.
Cap Crunch.
Man, them niggas had their shit together, man. They used to come out. They had these black and yellow Adidas sweatsuits, man. And then they had these fucking black and yellow starter jackets with their name, Rated X, on the back. And they had their name, they personal name on the front.
Dope.
Niggas had the motherfucking, they had the Rated X hats and shit. Niggas curls and shit was dripped. They used to come out there with the white gloves and shit on. Nigga, they come out there, nigga. They'll cut all the motherfucking lights off. Them niggas they had a light technician and everything. These motherfuckers had all the lights come off. Then the spotlight would come on. These niggas would come out there like
Strutting.
they had a little Planet Rock beat playing.
Oh,
They'd get to the middle of the motherfucking stage and turn around all at the same time like a robot, nigga. Then the little beat kick on, nigga. Then nigga.
That's live, man.
Hey, them niggas was unbeatable. So
Yeah.
we thought our shit was tight. We was like, oh, nigga, we got bars, nigga. Woo, 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 woo. Man, them niggas go up there and destroy us every motherfucking time. We couldn't beat them niggas for shit. So, but it taught us a valuable lesson. It taught us showmanship.
That's
It
right.
ain't just about going up there spitting bars and thinking you hard or raw with a grabbing your dick and holding your nuts with the mic and all that shit.
Yeah.
Man, them niggas had routine. Nigga, one nigga be rapping, the other nigga be popping.
Breaking it down.
Yeah, toss a nigga the mic, nigga, catch the mic and be it. That was a King Seidel brother, Cool Breeze. Shout out to my nigga King Seidel. Shout out to Cool Breeze too. King Seidel's older brother, Cool Breeze, was a part of Rated X. It was Captain Crunch and Cool Breeze at first. And then T-Jam joined the group, became their DJ.
That's dope, man.
Man, them niggas be pop locking, one nigga be rapping, nigga, that nigga fling the mic to the other nigga, kick that shit in the air, nigga. And I was like, oh. Nigga, this a circus or something? These niggas, goddamn. These niggas is trained.
That's live, man.
But, yeah. But like I say, Rated X influenced to do a lot because first they was beating us in the talent shows.
Uh-huh.
And then they start recording. They start making records.
Okay.
Them niggas was putting out CDs and cassettes and shit.
Okay.
Them niggas was on the radio.
Yes,
Kanye was playing one of their jams back in the day. So
Yeah.
they were the competition that we needed to light the fire up on our ass.
Yeah.
Right. Like, ooh, them niggas doing it. We need to do what them niggas is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to Prozac, man. I don't know if he know that he was very influential in Totally Insane for real. Yeah. Sean T too.
Indeed. Shout out to Sean T. Man, keep telling us about the evolution until Totally Insane. So we just talked about KOD a bit. Please continue with that process to becoming Totally Insane.
So basically all it was after we got older and we, like I said, we started going to high school and we started getting shipped to different areas.
Okay.
Me and Doc Louie was still rapping together.
Okay.
10 moved back. 10 had moved away. You know what I'm saying? So me and Doc Louie kept going with the music.
Okay.
After KOD, we started a group called Facing Reality.
Okay.
That's when we got introduced to recording.
Okay.
What happened was Doc Louie's uncle Jabo had a studio around the corner from my house on Alto. They used to make funk music. You know what I'm saying? They had a little 4-track recorder. They used to be over there jamming, making funk music.
Okay.
We used to ride our bikes by there. They had a whole motherfucking band in the front yard. I did
Jam.
I did jam, look like Sly and the Family Stone or something.
Yeah.
So we're stopping our bike, be looking like, damn.
Crack it.
Right? So come to find out, that was one of Jabo, the bass player, was Doc Louie's uncle. So Doc Louie went over there one day and hollered at him. He was like, man, we got a little 4-track. Y'all, y'all come over and record and shit. Paid me to record. So he wanted some money. He wanted some pain. So we'll, you know what I'm saying, we'll hustle, get our little bread together, go over there, book a few hours at Jabo shit, you know what I'm saying, record a little 4-track song or whatever we could do.
Okay.
Take a little James Brown sample, have them sample that motherfucker. Back then, you had a sampler and you had like an 8-second sampler.
Yeah.
No, I take that back. It was 4 second back
4
then.
second.
Later on they you know, it up to 8 seconds.
Okay.
Back then, you take a 4-second sample, you better get what the fuck you can get in that 4 seconds. And
get it going.
Nigga, we rapping for 10 minutes on that one motherfucking loop. And that's how we started recording. But this was after KOD, this was Facing Reality. What happened was, as time was going on, Doc Louie is from the village.
Okay.
His brother and his homeboys hang out over in the Ville.
Okay.
In the late 80s, early 90s is when the funk happened.
Okay.
The funk started, a good friend of mine, Rufus Tooks, got killed. This was like 89, 90.
R.I.P.
It was some bullshit.
Yeah.
Rufus was supposed to go over there and fight Doc Louie's brother. They was over there, squared off. This is the story I heard. I wasn't there.
Okay.
They squared off, the fight jumped off, and somebody on their side started shooting.
Okay.
Motherfuckers start pulling out their guns, big shootout happened. My homeboy Rufus get killed.
Okay.
The rumor was that when Rufus' body was laying out on the ground, some of the cats from the other side they started a clique over there called 911 Funk Mob.
Okay.
They laid a jacket over his head, supposed to be like disrespectful or whatever.
Okay.
And niggas on my side got mad and started shooting shit up, and that's how the funk started.
Okay.
So by that happening, since Doc Louie's brother and Doc Louie was from the other side and I was from the mid, niggas on both sides were forbidding us to do music with each other no more.
Chasm right there.
Right.
Split. Yeah.
So that was the split. So what we was doing, we was sneaking off and doing music together. We was like, man, fuck them niggas. Them niggas ain't tell us what to do, this and that. And a lot of niggas was mad about that. That was,
Okay.
It got real serious. We had a talent show. There used to be a talent show every year at Kelly Park in the back of Menlo Park.
Okay.
It was like a big talent show that everybody used to go. All the D-boys used to go to. All the girls used to go to and shit. All the niggas that used to try to rap in the town used to go and try to win the talent show. Prozac, Rated X, and then been holding it down for the last. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rated X and then was winning that shit for the last 4 or 5 years. So this is our year. We figured we was gonna win this shit this motherfucking year.
Uh-huh.
You niggas ain't gonna beat us this motherfucking year. So what happened was we got lucky. They had to go on before us.
Okay.
Right? Rated X and then went on before us. Did they little shit. So we studied they shit. And we studied they shit and came up with a strategy, came up with a game plan. Now the problem is,
okay, tell us.
Me and Doc Louie ain't supposed to be doing music together.
Oh, okay.
So we don't know how this shit is finna play out.
Okay.
So when they introduced us and we went on stage and we started rocking, shit was cool for a minute. And then all of a sudden, some commotion broke out in the motherfucking crowd.
And it went down.
And then gunshots erupted.
Wow.
The police Menlo ran up in there, shut that shit down. Everybody tore up out there. Band-Aid, Scoot, and all them was in that talent show. Sean T, everybody was in that talent show. All the rappers from the town was in that talent show. That was a big one. And that shit got shot up, man. And you know, after that it was bad. You know, it was like it was death threats. It was like, nigga, y'all niggas better not make no music, nigga. You better not hear you over there fucking with that nigga. You better not bring that nigga over here.
Sanctions kicked in. Huh?
Sanctions kicked in, yeah. It really got funky, yeah. So that was the end of Facing Reality. And then the next chapter is when Totally Insane started. After the talent show got shot up,
okay,
we was kind of like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Shit was bad. Shit was like in disarray.
Okay.
So one day I'm coming from school. I get off the bus at the bus stop, and I'm walking home. And it was a neighborhood, neighborhood kingpin from my neighborhood named Mike D. May he rest in peace, Michael Washington. You know,
R.I.P.
He was like the neighborhood Superman. Man, that motherfucker used to come through and nigga had a candy green drop bins with gold BBSs on it. That nigga see us outside playing flag football or something, come through it and throw a handful of ones out the top.
Like that.
Just like that. Niggas out there, oh shit! You feel what I'm saying? He was that type of nigga, man. That nigga was a neighborhood hero, man. He was a superhero. So I'm walking home one day. He out there washing his car. He had a white Cadillac with gold ones on. He out there washing his shit. The talent show was just like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
It was in the newspaper and everything. Local talent show gets shot up. Woo, 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 woo. Local East Palo Alto artist is to blame, and they tried to blame the shit. I said it on the song. They tried to blame the shit on us.
That's right.
This was a newspaper. My mom still got the clipping too. Mike D see me walking past. Said, hey, come here, Ro. So I stop. I got my backpack on and shit. He's like, hey, man, I seen y'all at the little talent show, man. Y'all was kind of rocking, man. You know what I'm saying? What happened, man? She got shot up and shit. So I explained to him what happened.
Yes, sir. He's
like, oh, shit, okay. He's like, man, y'all ever think about recording some of that shit? I like, well, shit, man, right now, I don't even got a group, man. I'm trying to regroup right now.
Okay.
He's like, well, look, man, I tell you what. He said, how much do it cost to record and shit? I was like, shit, I don't know. I would have to find out for you. He said, look, go home, find out how much it costs, come back and holler at me.
All right.
So I dipped to the house. I got on the phone. A buddy of mine, Andre, he go by the name Zero Lark. I don't know how it was a lady, Michelle. Somehow she used to go down there. She was a singer. She used to go down there and record shit with TC and them at Bankroll Studio.
Okay.
She's from the town, but she used to go all the way to Frisco. I think she had peoples in Frisco.
Okay.
And she had she knew Nate Banks that owned Bankroll Studio.
Okay.
That was TC's boss. TC was just an engineer at Bankroll Studio.
Okay.
So I called Zero. I remember he had came through one time, and he used to, every time he do a new song, he'd bring us a little demo by. You know what I'm saying? We used to bump his shit.
Okay.
So I called him. I was like, hey man, how much you be paying to go to the studio and record? He's like, oh man, my man TC charged me like 30, 35 an hour. I was like, hey, give me his number, man. I need to holler at him. Okay. So he gave me the number. I ran in the house. I called T. I was like, hey man, what's up, man? My name is Adam. You know what I'm saying? This and that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, book some time so I can record some songs. He's like, okay, well, I charge 30 an hour. How many hours you think you're going to need? I was like, shit, I don't know. How many you think it'll take? He's like, oh, shit, I don't know, 100? I was like, fuck it, give me 100. He said, that'll be 3 G's. So I wrote the shit down, boom, boom, boom. I said, all right, man, I'm going to hit you back. I take that, I run. I didn't even take my backpack off. I still got my motherfucking backpack on. I run back around the corner. I pulled Mike to the side. I said, hey, Mike. I called T. I showed him the little shit. TC said it cost 30 hours. I need 100 hours. It was $3,000. Did like this. He said, hold on.
Like that.
He walked away. I'm sitting there, nigga. He had a white Toyota Tercel. That shit was dusty as fuck. That shit had cobwebs and grass growing through that motherfucker.
Like that.
Man, that nigga went to the trunk of that motherfucker and popped it. That nigga stuck his head in that motherfucker and he kept looking up, looking around like, stuck his head back in that motherfucker. And they came out with a fucking brown paper bag like he had cheeseburgers in that motherfucker.
Damn.
He came back over to me, threw that shit to me, said, take that home, count it, nigga, tell me how much that is and get what you need with that. So I grabbed the shit, took the shit, I'm looking around, nigga, took my backpack off, slipped that shit in my backpack, threw the backpack on, ran back down the street full speed. That's niggas that grind down the street. These niggas watching me.
You running around with racks.
Yeah, these niggas that see me go in the trunk with Mike D. They like, nigga, what Mike D done gave you out that motherfucking trunk? I run around the corner to my house. My brother standing in front of the motherfucking house. I run past him, run in the house. This nigga like, oh shit. This nigga run down there right behind me, run in the house right behind me. So I get in the room. I kick the door in. This nigga busts in behind me. I said, nigga, close the door, nigga. Mm-hmm. So he like, blood, what's going on, nigga? What's going on, nigga? Motherfucker tell me Mike D gave you something out the trunk, nigga. What's going on? Nigga, I took my backpack off, took the bag out the backpack. He's like, nigga, what, he gave you some cheeseburgers or something? I dumped the motherfucking money on the bag. He's like, blood, Mike D gave you that? I was like, man, he gave me some money to do this music shit, bro. It's on and cracking. He's like, nigga, Mike D gave you the money to make some music? He's like, oh, shit. Oh, okay, all right. So, nigga, I called TC. I said, I got the money, nigga. He said, she gave me the address, nigga. I drove down there. I think I got a Dauphine rental, nigga. Went down there, gave a Dauphine like 2 stones. Nigga rented that nigga shit for the day. Drove that shit all the way to Frisco to Lakeview. Man. So I get down there. I get to the address and shit. And I go in the studio. And they had like a glass door and thing. Got the bars and shit.
Okay.
Had the little sign say Bankroll Studio and shit. So I go in there. This is the first time I've been in a real studio. We used to record in the Jabbo living room on the 4-track. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We put in 2 or 3. I got a track. Doc Louie got a track, and the other 2 tracks is for the motherfucking beat.
Yeah. So
I go in there, and the first motherfucker I meet coming in the door was Cougnut.
Like that.
What's up, man? What's up, man? I'm Cougnut, man. How y'all doing? I'm like, oh man, my name Adam. You know, was I at Kapone? Yeah, I was at Kapone then, but okay. I was Adam, nigga. Hey, my name Adam, man. How you? Nice to meet you. Yeah. Oh man, you. Now, I'm gonna pause right there. I'm gonna rewind. Okay. It was an OG hustler from the town named Galen. This nigga know Galen. D-Down know Galen. Galen used to stand in front of my house. Okay. Nigga with a motherfucking boombox about this motherfucking big. Nigga look like one of them old Radio Raheem ass boomboxes. Yeah. And be in front of my mama used to be so mad at Galen. This nigga be in front of my motherfucking house 7 o'clock in the morning bumping Cougnut Skanless.
Like that.
Skanless. So one day my mama come up in there and say, she bust in the door. She say, look, I don't know what the fuck Skanless mean, but this nigga is in front of this motherfucking house every day playing the Skanless shit. If you don't go out there and tell that nigga to move the fuck on, I'm gonna do something bad to that nigga.
Slapping nut.
Slapping Cougnut, Skanless all day, kept rewinding. That nigga kept rewinding that motherfucker. Yeah. So I go out there. I'm scared of the motherfucker. This nigga big. This nigga got about 4 donkey ropes on. This nigga got some Guess overalls on. Nigga arms is about this motherfucking big. This nigga got some Guess overalls on with no shirt, swole as fuck, with about 4 donkey ropes on. Rings on every. They got a 4-finger ring on one hand and rings on every other finger.
It's a real Radio Raheem.
Real Radio Raheem type shit. And he stand in front of my house all day, nigga, bumping Cougnut, nigga, all motherfucking day. Nigga, give a fuck about the police and none of that shit. So I got there and tell him, hey man, mom's tripping on woo. Yeah. So he like, oh, okay, it's all good. I'll turn it down a little bit. So we sit out there and chop it up. So I'm asking him, hey man, what is that you listening to? He said, oh man, this nigga named is a group called IMP up out of Frisco, man, nigga named Cougnut. Nigga be going hard. He had like a little EP, like a little 6-song EP at Skanless, back in the days. I'm rolling. Yep. Dipping sick.
That's right.
Yeah, them songs on there.
Dogs album.
Had the little drawing on it, the cover IMP, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was like, damn, I'm looking at the cover like, damn, okay. So fast forward. So when I get to the motherfucking studio, to Bankroll Studio, Cougnut was the first nigga I meet coming in the door. I didn't even know that he was recording that. I didn't even know that's where he was recording that. All that shit, TC, he was recording all that shit right there. So I go in there, Second motherfucker I meet when I go up in there is Budwyser. Budwyser happened to be up in there that
Okay.
up in there that
Shout out
day.
to Budwyser.
So I met Cougnut and Budwyser the first day before Totally Insane even started. I'm just now booking the studio time to start Totally Insane.
Okay.
Now, here's the problem. There ain't no Totally Insane. There ain't no Facing Reality. There ain't no Kings of Death. I just bought 100 hours worth of studio time, and I don't even got no motherfucking music or nothing.
You
I
still
don't
got to put it together.
I got to put it together. Right.
Oh, shit.
So, me and Doc Louie, we can't really get down. Because, you know, if we do, we both probably get killed or some shit. So, I'm like, damn. What the fuck am I going to do? Ten had moved back to Mountain View with his mom, with his grandmother. So, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to call 10 and see if, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I called 10 like, what's up, blood? Hey, man, you need to come back down here, bro. Mike D just gave me some money to buy some studio time. I got $100 of studio time in Frisco. He's like, fuck it, nigga. I'm going to try to, nigga ran away from home. Nigga ran away.
Oh, shit.
So, he bounced. He ran away, came back to East Palo Alto. We didn't start off as a two-man group. It wasn't just me and 10 at first.
Okay.
What we did was, since we didn't really know how to record and how to make music, Zero Lark had more experience than us.
Okay.
So we brought him in the group like, hey, man, show us how to do this shit. There was another female that used to rock the talent shows named Silk.
Okay.
Hard-ass female. We was like, ooh, Silk kind of hard. We might have to go grab her. So we grabbed Silk, too.
Okay.
So now it's 4 of us.
Okay.
We wasn't even Totally Insane yet. We didn't even have a name yet. We
Okay.
just start recording shit. The first member to lead the group was Zero Lark. One day we were supposed to be in the studio. We had the studio scheduled. Me and 10 didn't have cars at the time. We was only like 14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
Zero had an Impala, one of them Easy E looking motherfuckers, right? One of them 6'4", had the things on it, hydraulics, everything on it. We supposed to be at the studio at 3 o'clock. I show up to this nigga house at like noon, 1 o'clock. This nigga whole motherfucking car scattered over the front yard.
Like that.
We like, nigga, we got about 2 hours to get to the studio, nigga. Your whole car is disassembled. So he was like, man, Mike D came over there. Mike D showed up, nigga. He seen what's going on. Like, nigga, how y'all supposed to get to the studio? Oh, man, Zero said some shit to him. Nigga, Mike got mad. Nigga, fuck you, nigga. Woo. Come on, y'all, let's go. Left that nigga.
Okay.
Me, 10, and Silk got in the car. He gave us one of his cars. We started using his car. He kicked Zero out the group.
Okay.
So now it's down to me, Zero, and Silk. We scrapped the project that we was doing with that Zero was in and made a whole nother project, me, Silk, and 10.
Okay.
We put together an EP, me,
Okay.
Silk, and 10, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And in the midst of that, Silk had fell in love with one of the homies, you know what I'm saying, and got pregnant and shit, and, you know, left the group.
Okay.
So now it was me and 10. We had to scrap that project that we did with her, the EP we did with her, scrap that, and make a whole nother project.
Okay.
So, me and 10 and TC start getting close and start vibing and we start going out there a little bit more. We start spending a lot of time out in Frisco. We put together another album called Crazy Shit, just me and 10.
Okay.
Now we Totally Insane.
Now
At first,
we Totally Insane.
okay, now let me tell you how the name came.
Okay.
So, after Treese left the group, me and 10, Mike D came to us and said, look, bro, this is what we finna do.
Okay.
It's just gonna be y'all two. Come up with a dope ass name and start figuring out what y'all gonna do. It's just y'all two now. You know what I'm saying? So we sat down, we was thinking about names. The first name we came up with, we was gonna call ourselves 10,000 Maniacs.
Okay.
Real talk. We from the 1000 block out Bernie. So I'm like, nigga, fuck it, 10,000 Maniacs, nigga.
Yeah.
Come to find out, a rock and roll group already had the name.
Oh, okay.
So we scrapped that. So then we start thinking of the NWA shit. We came up with a name called Niggas Gone Crazy, NGC, Niggas Gone Crazy. We was pondering on that for a minute, right? And TC was like, nigga, that's too much like fucking NWA. Nigga, we ain't trying to copy no NWA. Nigga, fuck that. We got to come up with something. We got to come up with something that represent East Palo Alto.
Okay.
Because y'all niggas out there is totally insane.
Like that.
Me and 10 stop and look. Like, wow.
That's it.
Nigga, that's it.
That's it.
Totally insane, nigga. We totally insane like East Palo Alto, nigga. And, nigga, that's how it started.
That's how the supergroup started.
Yeah. So, now we got the name. So now, Now we need the music. Now, we've been dealing with TC now for maybe over a year. We all growing. We all getting better. You know what I'm saying? We all, you know what I'm saying, getting better with time.
Okay.
So now TC know exactly what we like. TC know our style. TC know what 10 like. TC know what I like.
Okay.
So now we start making the Crazy Shit album. We got the Crazy Shit album complete. We knocked that shit out. We got some bangers on there. We had a song called Crazy Shit was the title track. We ended up putting that on Goin Insane album.
Okay.
From A to D. That was on the Crazy Shit album. We ended up putting that on Goin Insane.
Yeah.
Those are the only two songs from Crazy Shit album that ever existed.
Okay.
After that. Then somebody leaked, there's a few songs from the Crazy Shit album. Mike D Speaks. We had a song where Michael Washington talked on the outro. Okay. That song is on YouTube. And I think we got a song called Purpose for the Suckers. But all it is it's a remake of No More Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those songs are on YouTube. If y'all look Totally Insane, Purpose for the Suckers and Mike D Speaks, that shit is on YouTube.
Okay.
So we finished recording Crazy Shit. Mike D was full on board. Mike D was ready. Mike D was ready to be a CEO. He's talking about starting a record label. He had SIC, K9 and Crack in them.
Okay.
He had Black Dynasty from Oakland.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And he was finna start an all-out label, right?
Yeah.
So we got all our shit together. We went took the album cover and everything. We had everything ready to go. August 19th rolled around. This is a Friday. We down there, me and 10 sitting in front of Mike D house. And he was like, yeah, man, that shit come out the press in a couple weeks, man. That shit gonna be, we ready to, you know what I'm saying? We was talking about all the shit we was finna do, man. We finna get some posters done, finna get some, you know what I'm saying? Start getting some promotional shit done. We're gonna start promoting for the album and shit. A few of the songs that leaked in the streets and niggas was riding around bumping the songs and niggas was like waiting for it and anticipating. Mm-hmm. And Mike, this was Friday, Mike was like, blood. Tomorrow when I come back, nigga, we gotta go to Oakland, go holler at somebody we had to go holler at. But I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow, blood. I'm gonna holler at y'all in the morning.
Okay. So
we like, all right, for sure. So me and 10 did back around. I live around the corner, so me and 10 walked back around our house. Mike and Red jumped in. He had a drop Lark, red Skylark convertible with gold ones on it. They jumped in that shit, hit the bridge. They was going to Oakland. So the next day, me and 10 sitting in front of my house, chilling, right? It's like maybe noontime. Man, it's probably like 3 o'clock in the evening, right? We just sitting there chilling like a regular day, a regular Sunday. Well, Saturday, a regular Saturday. And Mike brother, Butterball, come running down the street. The nigga stopped at the corner and fell to his knees and said, man, they killed Mike D! We couldn't hear what the fuck he said, because we all the way down the street, so we like, what the fuck did he just say? So we ran down there, man. That nigga was crying. That nigga had tears was flowing down. Mike, nigga, they killed Mike D. Nigga, Mike D dead. Mike D dead. Mm-hmm. Me and 10 was like, nigga, we just talked to the nigga yesterday. So we ran down around the corner to in front of his mom's house, and man, the illest gangsters from East Palo Alto was out there crying like babies, nigga, in the middle of the street, rolling around on the dirt.
Yes, sir.
This shit was real.
Yeah.
This shit was real.
Absolutely.
Man. Mike D died August 20th, 1991.
Rest in peace.
Week later, me and 10 was pallbearers at his funeral. About 3 weeks later, he had 2 brothers. It was 4 of them, but Chris, Mike, and Ray was like real factors in the town. Okay. Mike was the youngest. Ray was the oldest. Chris was like in between, and Butterball was above Mike. But Chris, Ray, Chris, and Mike them niggas was balling like fuck.
Okay.
Chris had took over everything after Mike died. Ray was in jail, so Chris had took over everything after, you know what I'm saying, Mike died. So we respected the whole process. We waited a couple weeks till after the funeral, and me and 10 went around there and approached Chris about the album. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you know, we got the album, and Mike D was finna put it out, and the shit is done. It's in the press. The shit ready to go. You know, what's up? He said, well, you know, y'all shit cool. Y'all got some, y'all make some nice little hot little local shit and shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hot, but that shit just gonna be local. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, Black Dynasty gonna be global. Them niggas like X-Clan and Public Enemy and shit. That Black Power shit is gonna go nationwide. Them niggas is gonna be big. You know, but y'all, y'all shit cool. You know, y'all shit, y'all be some nice little East Palo Alto shit. So I think I'm gonna go with Black Dynasty. I don't think I'm gonna put that shit out for right now. I think I'm gonna go with Black Dynasty. So, nigga, I'm sitting there like, now this nigga's the neighborhood kingpin.
Yes, sir.
This nigga got, I don't know if he got millions, but this nigga got money. This nigga can have my whole motherfucking family whacked if he wanted to.
Yeah.
The first thought in my motherfucking mind was, grab this nigga by the throat and choke him to death.
Yeah.
So I did. I grabbed that nigga by his motherfucking throat and tried to choke that nigga to death. Tina had to grab me and pull me off that nigga.
Mm-hmm.
I lost it, nigga. I lost it. Nigga, you just destroyed my whole dream.
Yeah.
Nigga, I got my music like this.
Yeah.
And you just snatched it away from me. Told me you ain't fucking with me.
Yeah.
So, 10 pulled me back down the street. I was ready to fight the nigga. I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm 16 years old, ready to fight the neighborhood kingpin. I didn't give a fuck. I'd already grabbed him by his motherfucking throat.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 pulled me back down the street. And we had to figure out what the fuck we was gonna do next, my young homie, before Mike died, he was getting real close with another good friend of mine named Manny the Black. Manny the Black, like a couple years older than me and 10. He like our age. Mike was older than him, but he was a young hustler on the street.
Okay.
And Mike D recognized it, so Mike D kind of pulled him in and was like making him his protege before he died. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So the first thing we thought was, oh shit, nigga, let's go holler at Manny. Let's go see what, So me and 10 went around there, holler at Manny. And Manny was going to high school with us. So we ran out there, holler at Manny. He was like, we explained to him the situation. He already knew that, he knew what was going on.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, man, so what's up with y'all shit, man? What Chris talking about? Chris ain't gonna do nothing with it? We're like, man, he talking about, you know what I'm saying, he don't want to fuck with it, like, you know what I'm saying, like, he'd rather fuck with Black Dynasty. And he was like, man, what else y'all got to do? I was like, man, the shit is done. We just got to pay for the press to put it, pay to send it to the press. He was like, shit, how much that shit cost? I was like, shit, I don't know. He's like, nigga, same thing with Mike D. Find out, come back and holler at me.
Okay.
So I went and found out, came back and hollered at him. He's like, oh, okay, let's do that. So he's like, look, before I do this though, I don't want no bullshit. So we gonna have to go holler at C-Dub to make sure it's cool. I was like, man, that's fine.
Okay.
So we went around there to holler at Mike's brother, Chris Washington, C-Dub.
Mm-hmm.
And we went around there, now like I say, Chris is a factor in the town.
Yes, sir.
And Chris and Mike and Ray have been balling for a long time. But Manny was the new generation.
Okay.
Manny was the streets.
Okay.
Manny had the young niggas on his behind.
Squad. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So Manny had a different power than them niggas had.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Niggas probably had more money, but Manny had the
goon
streets.
body. Yeah.
Right, he had goon body with him.
Yeah.
And when we went back around there to holler at him, Chris was acting funny style. He still was on that big me, little you type shit.
Mm-hmm.
And Manny was like, man, what's happening, man? If I'll braid you out whatever Mike put into it, nigga. I'll give you that back.
Yeah.
Just give us the rights to give us the masters or whatever we need to do the project.
Okay.
Chris was like, yeah, well, my brother Mike put a lot of money to that, so you know what I'm saying. He threw out some more astronomical ass number. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Manny real smart. That
Okay.
nigga, he could calculate numbers in his head. Manny said, you know what, blood? It's cool. Don't even trip. Come on, y'all, let's roll. We jumped back in the car. We dipped. Man, nigga took us around the corner in front of his mom's house, pulled in front of his mom's house. He had a drop Cougar, a 70 Cougar. He said, hold on, y'all. He jumped out, ran in the house, came back out, and got one of them little duffel bags.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nigga, fuck that. Nigga, we going to the studio. So we went all the way up. We drove up to TC spot.
So y'all scrapped. Not to interrupt.
We scrapped the whole album.
Scrapped the whole album.
Crazy shit is scrapped.
Okay.
That shit's over with. That day, as soon as we left from talking to Chris Washington, he told us that, we went to Frisco to Bankroll Studio, and paid TC for a whole nother album. We bought a whole nother 100 hours all over again.
Not to cut you off, Ad, but I just want to kind of add something for especially the younger guys that are watching this. What you guys are witnessing is persistence, 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 persistence.
Definitely.
To get where they need to be. Now, excuse me, please carry on, sir.
Definitely. I mean, shit. I mean, I've been dreaming of this since I was 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? I've been dreaming to make records and put music out since I was 10.
Yeah.
And now I got this shit in my hand. I got a whole project ready for the world. And this nigga just tell me, nah, nigga, fuck all that. That shit cool. Don't fuck with that. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, we went and paid TC. Booked the time. The first song that I recorded from direct from the Backstreet was Kiss No Ass. Chris Washington is the nigga that I'm talking about on Kiss No Ass. I'm sure y'all already know. Because I said we sampled his name in the beginning of the song.
Check this out.
Chris Washington. Now, may I remind you, this is the neighborhood kingpin.
Yeah.
This nigga, you feel me, could set my house on fire if he wanted to.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So, but I didn't give a fuck. I'm at this point, I'm willing to die for this shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, we recorded direct from the back streets. We pressed that shit up ourselves. That shit hit the street. But we got the copies back. We hit the block, man. You know, we hit the block. Start slaying the motherfuckers in front of my house. $10 a CD.
I hear that, man. And what I want to do is, I know we talking about it hitting the street and it's going to blow up big. But let's bounce back just a little bit into that and talk about the process of making direct from the back streets. UTC 10.
Well, okay. So after crazy shit, we pretty much got the formula.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It took us, a while to get a formula, to get to know each other, to get to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So by the time crazy shit came, me, 10, and T was already in pocket.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? We in pocket now. We run. He know what I like. He know what 10 like. He know what I sound good on. He know what 10 sound good on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well-oiled machine.
We a well-oiled machine by crazy shit.
Okay.
What that shit did was, by Chris Washington doing that to us and telling us, oh, y'all some local shit. Oh, that's just some old regular PA shit.
Mm-hmm.
That made me and 10 step our game up. Like,
Okay.
oh, we just some PA shit?
Yeah.
Oh, watch this. That kind of pissed TC off, too. Because when we told TC that shit, he was like, oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, we got something for that nigga. So, direct from the Backstreet was basically us showing that nigga that what the fuck it was. You feel what I'm saying?
That's right.
Which I'm grateful for now, because like I said, that made us step our motherfucking game totally up. You know, we was relentless after that. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, watch this.
Hit after hit.
Yeah, watch this shit, nigga.
So, y'all made direct from the back streets. That's flying off the shelf. TC hinted on that. It's all through the city by then.
Yeah.
It's all through East Palo Alto. It's all through the Bay.
Yeah.
Then, tell us about hooking up with In a Minute and how that all happened in the midst of that success.
So after direct from the back, so we pressed direct from the Backstreets up ourselves. We slanging the motherfuckers out the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
We slanging the motherfuckers out my house. You know what I'm saying? And it got to a point where it was so fucking big that, you know what I'm saying, we couldn't control it. We couldn't handle it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We needed, first of all, we didn't have no music business training. We just put a CD out and was selling the motherfucker for $10 a CD.
Okay.
So we didn't have no music business training. We needed somebody to show us
What needed to happen?
right, a record label structure or a record company structure. During the process of us pumping it ourselves, we got hooked up with music people.
Okay.
Music people out of Oakland. They was a distribution company,
Okay.
which later turned out to be Intermittent Records. But before Intermittent Records, they was music people. They was just distributing records.
Okay.
Jason, it was ran by two guys. Elliot Blaine was the father. Jason Blaine was the son.
Okay.
Elliot Blaine had been running the distribution side of it since, like Court said, since like the 60s, 70s, right?
Okay.
He was one of them old cats.
Old heads, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? he always brag about being one of the first guys to distribute Santana's records and Grateful Dead, and that was his, the scene off Straight Outta Compton, where Jerry Heller was telling Easy I.E. fucking produced Led Zeppelin and Rolling Stones and all that shit. And he's like, have you produced anybody in the motherfucking 80s? Motherfucker? In this decade? So that's what Elliot Blaine was. The same kind of story.
Okay.
They was a distribution company. His claim to fame was distributing Santana and Grateful Dead out of the Bay Area, and that was his claim to fame. His son came up in the music industry and decided, well, shit, we can make money by distributing shit, and we can make money by starting our own label, putting out our own acts.
Okay.
Actually, we can make more money doing that.
Okay.
So the father was like, fuck it, gave him some bread, and he started Independent Records.
Okay.
When we got there, like I said, we was just getting distribution through music people.
Okay.
They was seeing how our shit was moving. They was like, man, goddamn, y'all motherfuckers moving off the shelf. I can't keep y'all shit on the shelf.
That's right.
He's like, well, look, man, check this out, man. Why don't we do this? Why don't we take some of the work off your hands? If you sign with us, we'll take care of all the pressing and the distribution and all that. All y'all got to do is focus on making the music.
Okay.
We was comfortable with that, like, cool. Because, we didn't know what the fuck we was doing anyway.
Yeah.
So we was like, oh, cool, straight. At the time, me and Ten was too young to sign. TC was 18 already. Me and Ten was still 16 years old. I had to have my mom sign with me. Ten had to have his grandmother sign with it.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? We was juvenile signing these record contracts.
That's big, man.
We signed with Independent Records. And the shit took off. At first, we couldn't control slang CDs and tapes in the Bay Area.
Okay.
When we signed them in the records, that shit went to start going to other states, Seattle and Denver and down south and Kansas City, and it really took off because we had a bigger machine behind us. They could promote more. They could get in these cities that we couldn't get to, and they can get the places we couldn't get to.
Okay.
And that shit just took the fuck off. During the course of this, so Direct from the Backstreet took off.
Yeah.
It's selling everywhere. We doing shows. We getting flown out. We got on the Billboard chart.
Okay.
For Direct from the Backstreet, I think we debuted number 72 on the Billboard chart, and then each week or each couple weeks we were going up. I think at the peak, Direct from the Backstreet was number 18 on the Billboard chart.
Billboard charts.
We had hit the top 20 at one time.
I mean, that's
on the Billboard
amazing.
chart. This was for Direct from the Backstreet.
That's right.
Now, so Direct from the Backstreet is doing so well, we signed a 3-album deal. I forgot to tell you.
Within a minute.
With Independent Records. We
Now,
signed a 3-album deal.
Not to cut you off, but did In a Minute give you guys any upfront money, or how did that situation go down with In a Minute to make sure that you guys had what you needed while you're moving and shaking through the country?
Actually, they did. When we first signed with Independent Records, but at that time, we had already made like $30,000 off their ass by that point.
Okay.
Just slinging the CDs that we had already made like 30 G's.
Okay.
Manny made all the money that he put into it back.
Okay.
And after that, we were just splitting, dividing the bread. You know what I'm saying? So by the time we signed the Independent Records, I think he gave us a signing, but he gave us like 15 G signing bonus at that time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, which was
nothing wrong with that.
Which was cool because when he did that, he had already owed us. We walked up out the day that we signed that deal. We walked up out of there with 35 G's only because he had already owed us 20 G's for consignment.
Okay.
And then he gave us a 15 G signing bonus.
Okay.
So that day we walked up out there with like a $35,000 check that day when we signed. And like I said, but we had to wait because we couldn't sign. Me and Tim was young. We had to go get our mama and shit. We had to take the contract on our mama and have our mama sign it and shit and bring it back and get it notarized and the whole shit.
Man, that's money that grown men wasn't seeing though.
Right. And like I said, we was already dropping, we was already pumping before we signed. You know, Direct from the Backstreet was already pumping. We was reflipping, and back then it took when you get your shit pressed up, it took a time to like 2 or 3 weeks for your shit to come back. In between then, in between those gaps,
Mhm.
you can lose sales. Your shit could, your shit could fall off in between them couple weeks.
Okay.
When you hot, they want that shit right now.
Okay.
So we was caught up in that too. We was like, fuck. We was caught up in a situation to where the next batch that we was finna get was gonna take 3 weeks to come back, and that would have fucked our little buzz off.
Okay.
So we needed in a minute to hurry up and press them CDs and get them there.
Supply and demand. Yeah.
Right. They had the hookup. They can get them pressed in a week and have them to where we needed to be. So that was another reason we signed, because we just didn't have the power. We just couldn't do it. So Direct from the Backstreet pumping. So now Direct from the Backstreet taking off. We charted and everything. Now it's time. Now we start discussing the second album.
That's
which
right.
is Goin Insane.
Goin Insane.
With the successful Direct from the Backstreets, Jason was he knew that the next one was going to be bigger, and he was willing to do what it took to make the next one bigger.
Okay.
So for the second album, we got a $25,000 budget. We got a $25,000 signing, album advance bonus.
Okay.
That's what they call it. Now we thinking this shit is great. We not knowing that all this shit got to come back. You feel me?
That's right.
We ain't knowing that. Then we shot a video for the second album. Here we go again.
Okay.
That was another 15 G's. So during the midst of Goin Insane, like when the royalty period started coming in, we was in the hole.
Okay.
Nigga, well, I gave y'all 30 racks. I gave y'all 20 racks in the beginning, 25 racks in the beginning. And then I paid 15 G's for y'all videos. So that's like 40 racks. Y'all 40 racks in the hole.
And at this point, you're not selling Goin Insane out the trunk.
No.
That's straight through distribution.
That's straight through them. They pressing that up, and they send that straight to, they distributing it themselves. They sell. They the record label and the distributor.
And just
they shipping them to themselves. Now, looking back, was they charging they self-consignment? If you the record label and the distributor, are you paying yourself?
possibly.
That's a good question.
And just to pull it back a little bit, because I don't want to skip directly over Goin Insane, did you guys stick to the same recipe when putting that album together? Because that was a huge album in the Bay Area, and that one charted also.
Yeah, that one charted higher than Direct from the Backstreet.
Okay.
We debuted, when Goin Insane came out, we debuted at number 12, I believe.
It's crazy.
That shit, we debuted at number 12 on Goin Insane.
Any change in process? I know you got the same folks together, UTC, and at that time it was Mac 10,
Right.
$10 now. Any difference? Was there any discussion of any change in the formula?
Yeah. We all decided we needed to step it up. We need to take it
Next level.
to the next level. So the concept of Goin Insane was we was going more in the direction of the name, Totally Insane. We started making more darker, more crazier songs.
Okay.
The first Direct from the Backstreet was basically us spitting game, just telling you about life in the streets and, you know what I'm saying, how we grew up, what we went through, what the fuck happened to us. Goin Insane is now, let's entertain.
Okay.
It's time to entertain, take this shit to the next level.
Yeah.
So we started making songs like Goin Insane and what other song we had on there?
You had all types of monster hits, man. You talking
I created the Bad Hand. A lot of people think something wrong with my hand. Ain't nothing
Bad Hand
wrong with my hand. It was just a concept.
Slinging bean pies.
Bitch, I ain't gonna knock you out with the right. I'm gonna slap this dumbass bitch with my bad hand. You ain't even worth the good right. I'm just gonna bow, get your ass out of here.
That's it.
That's where the bad hand came from.
That's
You ain't
it.
even worth me wasting my right on. I'm just gonna slap you with the left. Bow, get out of here. That's where the bad hand came from. There's nothing wrong with my hands, as you can see. I got a broke finger, but that happened later in life. So Goin Insane, it got to be bigger. The production was bigger. The subject matter was bigger.
Okay.
The overall production of it was bigger.
Okay.
More samples, more. Now we're going into. I take that back. Less samples, because the Chronic had dropped '92. So from Direct from the Backstreet to Goin Insane, the whole scene of music had changed. Dr. Dre came with the Chronic and changed the whole fucking
Change
game.
the game.
Now sampling is out. Our first album was full of samples. That was our claim to fame, was samples. We picked the right samples and
do it.
Now for the second album, now you're right. We had to change the whole fucking format, because now it's the keyboards, the instruments, the G-Funk is coming in. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. We did have to change the formula. RBL did too. If you notice from Let's To Be Learned to Ruthless by Law, their whole formula had to switch because the styles of music had switched.
Man, and I can tell you this, man, y'all did a hell of a job doing it because the level of the music was outstanding.
Thank you.
You know, we put that music up against the Dre's and up against the Snoop Dogg's and up against whatever was coming out on the East Coast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Monster album, man.
So everything about Goin Insane was bigger than Direct from the Backstreet. Direct from the Backstreet, we did that. We did that in TC's garage. That was
raw.
That was organic. It was just we put that together ourselves. Now we got a machine behind us. Now we in the big studio. Enhancer come into play.
Okay.
We meet Enhancer. Enhancer got this nice ass $200,000 studio with all the new gadgets and all the new effects and all the new shit. TC stepped his producing game up. Now it's less samples. It's more keyboards, more synthesizers, more drum patterns, more just different shit. And now me and Ten,
Yes,
now that everything else is bigger,
yes, sir.
what me and him is talking about got to be bigger. We got to fit the whole machine.
And that walks me in to a question I have for you. Now with these changes in atmosphere too,
Yes.
you know, still going down in the Bay Area, but now you in a studio of that caliber.
Yes.
How does your mentality change? I know you're taking it to the next level, but how are you feeling as such a young guy at that time, experiencing this?
Well, we definitely was under a lot of pressure
Okay.
because a lot of things was happening.
Okay.
Coming from Direct from the Backstreet and Goin Insane, in between that from 91 to 93 is 92.
Yes, sir.
92 was the murder capital.
Murder
We
capital.
was the murder capital. Now, we the most dangerous city in the nation at this time, and me and Ten are probably the two most famous, most popular niggas in the city.
Yeah.
So we got to watch where we going. We got to watch
You doing?
where we at. We got to watch where we driving. We got to watch. We can't be by ourselves. Ten can't just go to the store by herself. I can't just go to get some weed by my motherfucking self. We had to come together. Plus we had like Never Legal. We had we had motherfuckers around us. We always had a team around us. Never Legal and Scoot and Chunk. We always been a cohesive. We always been a family. Now, we probably were just doing things just totally insane that people were seeing, but these D-Dow and them was always there. Money Mark and Scoot and Band-Aid and them was always there. So we always had motherfuckers around us. You know what I'm saying?
So to hammer this home for the people that are watching, with Totally Insane jetting up at the time, notoriety, money being passed, etc., you still in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Moving through the neighborhood.
My house was getting shot up the whole shit.
Yeah, you ain't bounced out and left. You still in the neighborhood, staying down, making music with the same folks you came up from day one.
Right. Yeah.
And I say that because some folks don't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you had a lot of pressure. You're a young guy. Tell us about some of the decisions you had to make during that time also that may have been challenging.
Well, shit. Think about it like this.
Okay.
We famous. We on CDs. The East Palo Alto police used to listen to our music. The police used to come by and bump our shit on the loudspeaker, driving by in a police car, bumping our shit over the loudspeaker. So we known, and motherfuckers is getting killed around us. My house was getting shot up. My cars was getting shot up. Me, 10, and my brother cars got shot. Man, them niggas came through, shot my house up, shot me, 10, and my brother car up. We all in the motherfucking paint shop at the same time.
Yeah.
We navigating, trying to become rap stars and survive at the same time.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So then, when Goin Insane come out, we trying to navigate through this, and then in the midst of all this, Manny the Black go to the feds.
Okay.
This nigga get caught at the airport with like 8 birds.
Okay.
So he get knocked down. We in the studio and get the call like, blood, Manny just got popped.
Okay.
We in the middle of recording Goin Insane when this shit go down.
Okay.
Blood, Manny just got popped at the airport. Man, woo, 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 woo. Luckily, we signed a deal with Independent Records.
Okay.
Because if we didn't do that, we don't know where we'd be. But at the same time, when he started getting investigated for that shit, they was investigating us too. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All this shit was happening at the same time. We was the murder capital of the nation. Manny get caught. Now he's being labeled as one of the biggest kingpins from East Palo Alto.
Okay.
Now all his business is coming out. Now they got him in the newspaper. Now they investigating him. He fighting his case. He fighting his trial. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit was happening behind that. What else happened at that time?
I have not to step right in on you, Ad, but you're talking about these situations, and I want to mention a situation that we talked about off camera.
Oh, okay.
And talking about, and we're gonna throw back just a little bit to when Direct from the Backstreets came out.
Okay.
Tell the listening audience about what happened, and we're talking about how the police played your music through their car speakers. But tell them about the story you gave us when you and Mac 10 went down for a second and thought it was all wrapped up. So this is a throwback to when Direct from the Backstreets was coming out, but I think it's important for the fans to hear this one.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to rewind a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Direct from the Backstreets come out. Direct from the Backstreets, it probably was out for maybe a month, maybe a couple months. At this, we hot. We on the street. Everybody, we hot. We everywhere. We go to East Mall and Durant Square and they bumping our shit over the loudspeakers. We hot at this time. My homeboy, a good friend of mine that I grew up with, Booski, was throwing a birthday party at the Howard and Johnson in Palo Alto. You know, white neighborhood, police. Cats from East Palo Alto don't even roll through here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We get racially profiled and shit through there. So what happened was, he was throwing a birthday party. Me, 10, my brother, and Mac 10's cousin, Wimp Dog, had stopped at the store to get something to drink. Some cats from the other side seen us and rolled by, flashing their guns out the window. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we felt that, well, shit, nigga, we need to go get something. You know what I'm saying? So we slid back to the house. My brother ran there, grabbed his shit, jumped out in the car. We smab out. We get to the Howard and Johnson. We pull in the parking lot. I'm driving. We in my car. So I'm looking in the rear view and I'm noticing it's a all black IROC behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in my mind, I'm thinking it might be them niggas. You know what I'm saying? So we pulling up in the parking lot slow, and we all on alert. We all watching the car that's behind us. As soon as we get like in the middle of the in the middle of the parking lot, fucking blue and red lights come on. Motherfucking undercover IROC, undercover police car, detective task force or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So they jack us. We go through the whole procedure. They come to the thing, you know what I'm saying, ask me for my ID and my registration, the whole shit. My shit was legit. I gave my shit. At the time, I was on probation. So that gave them search and seizure. You know what I'm saying? Man, shit, they snatched us about the car. Motherfuckers shined the light, seen the gun in the back seat behind me. My brother was sitting behind me, behind the driver's seat. Mm-hmm. And he tried to shove the gun under my car. But it's a fucking Tech 9. Yeah. Tech 9 with a long ass clip. That shit wouldn't fit. The barrel, the bottom, the handle and the clip of it was hanging out the back of the seat, from underneath the seat. Uh-huh. So when the police pulled us out the car, had us laid down on the ground, handcuffed the shit, face down and shit. When he ran the light over and seen the thing, he everybody get out! That's it. It went haywire. Police came from everywhere. Caused a big scene. Took us to jail. Mm-hmm. We went to juvenile hall. The next morning we wake up, breakfast time. I hear all of a sudden you're on the loudspeaker. Gentlemen, we have some celebrities in the house tonight. We have some celebrities in the house this morning, and just start bumping our shit over the loudspeaker. Tony Insane, Direct from the Backstreet. Dude, check out the picture that Kapone got the first mic. Man, crack the door open, motherfuckers come out their room like, oh shit, oh niggas. So we walk out our cells, and the CO called us to me and Phil to his office like, Hicks and Allen come to CO office, whatever. So we go to the thing. He put us in the thing, shut the door. It was my homeboy Aaron. Aaron Turner used to work at the juvenile hall. You know what I'm saying? He was a little older than us, but he used to be a counselor at juvenile hall. And he called us up in the office, and he was like, man, what the fuck is y'all doing, man? Y'all niggas is on. Yeah. Y'all niggas is, y'all stars. Nigga, what the fuck is you doing? Yeah. Y'all got the town on the map, nigga. Everybody
behind you.
Niggas behind, nigga depending on y'all. What you doing?
Yeah.
Y'all about to fuck it up.
Yeah.
And me and Tim was like,
Yeah.
what can we do, my nigga? We trying to survive out here, man. Shit. We supposed to get killed, nigga, trying to keep it real?
Yeah.
I mean, shit, what the fuck we supposed to do?
Yeah.
He's like, bruh, man, y'all niggas blood. Nigga. So, we fighting the case. You know what I'm saying? We got a asshole PO. This motherfucker come up in there. Yeah, Mr. Hicks, yeah, I knew you was out there slanging and banging.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to get you sooner or later.
Yeah.
You and Mr. Allen, we knew it was going to get y'all out there with that hippity hop ass shit. I be listening to your CDs. I be hearing what y'all be saying on them CDs. I knew it was going to get you. So we like, fuck. We defeated like, fuck. So, you know, during the court process, we went to court and, you know, they give you, the judge, the probation officer makes a recommendation for your sentencing.
Okay.
He recommended that we get, both me and Tim get 3 years in YA. He already signed the recommendation. The judge, Judge Kemp, she had already agreed to the shit. She signed off on it. And we pretty much on our motherfucking way.
Yep.
So we just sitting there waiting for the bus to come get us and take us off for the next 3 years. Where the fuck we gonna go? And that's pretty much the end of Totally Insane, the right from the Backstreet. That would, you know, if that would happen, that probably would have been our only album. You know what I'm saying? So about a week before sentencing, we already know what's coming. We just waiting. A week before sentencing, my PO called me. I'm out in the rec yard. We out in the rec yard shooting basketball and shit. He called me into the little visiting room or whatever. So I go in there and shit. It was just me. 10, I guess, I don't know if he talked to 10 already, but he just called me in there by myself. He might have talked to 10 later. I'm sure he did the same spiel to 10 too. He called me in there, mad as fuck, face red and shit. You know, little short white dude, red ass face with big ass Tom Selleck mustache shit. Little short bald head, little motherfucker.
Yeah.
Asshole. So, he said, yeah, Mr. Hicks, you got lucky. You got lucky.
Yeah.
Almost had you.
Yes, sir.
He's like, unfortunately, we're going to have to let you, they dropped all the charges, we releasing you today.
That's right.
I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, so, yeah, they released us, man. What happened was, my brother was older than us. You know what I'm saying? My brother like a year older than me. He was 18 at the time. And what happened was when they ran the forensics and the ballistics on the gun, nobody's fingerprints was on the gun but his. You know what I'm saying? On the cart, on the gun, the handle, the bullets, the cart, and the whole shit.
Uh-huh.
Me and 10's, no traces of me and 10 nowhere on the gun. So they had to drop the case. And at that time, his record was clean, so I think they gave him some little county time, made him do some little sheriff work program type shit.
Okay.
He didn't go to the pen or nothing for that. He went to the pen later after that, but he didn't go to the pen for that.
Okay.
So, yeah, man. So, man, Direct from the Backstreet would have been the only fucking album. If we would have went to YA, man, that shit probably would have been it. Ain't no telling what could have happened after that, you know.
That's right.
All right, cool. We got it done.
Okay, and we know that the next project by Totally Insane, which was Backstreet Life, was rolling in. Yeah. But when we're talking about that, and we know that hit the charts also, please tell us about maybe the majors that were getting at you guys at that time. Because we know this is your third album, your last album within a minute. What was happening at that time?
Okay, well, due from the success of Goin Insane, because, like I said, Goin Insane came out, we debuted, we charted higher on the Billboard chart, and we dropped a video.
Okay.
Now, the video, I don't know if a lot of y'all seen it, here we go again, we had a good video, man. MCA, Jason Kidd, Outkast, we had some motherfuckers in that first video.
That's big.
What happened was, Independent Records used to do this annual barbecue every year, and they used to invite the whole industry, and a lot of big wig, LL came one year. They used to have big industry motherfuckers came. I remember the year they did the Def Jam reunion, all the Def Jam niggas came, LL, Slick Rick, all the niggas came to the barbecue.
Okay.
So what happened was, so during the success of Goin Insane, after the success of Goin Insane, we felt that we should be getting more money. You know what I'm saying? We knew what Goin Insane was doing.
Okay.
We knew that shit was selling. We knew that shit was off the chart. But at this time, you know, Independent Records started playing with the fucking money.
Okay.
Now, in our contract, we had a 3-album deal with a option after the 3rd album.
Okay.
Meaning, if we fulfill our 3 albums, we got an option to see if we want to re-sign for the 4th album.
Okay.
So we going from 2nd to 3rd. So going through the bullshit with our money with Independent Record, we figured now after the 3rd album we probably not gonna resign.
Okay.
Now a few labels was getting at us. New Tribe was inquiring.
Okay.
The label that RBL eventually ended up signing to, I think Atlantic Big Beat.
Big Beat Atlantic.
They was inquiring. Big Beat Atlantic, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They was inquiring too. But Jason knew that we wasn't gonna resign with him, and we knew we was pretty much done with his ass.
Okay.
So he wasn't trying to he wasn't trying to inquire about us. He wasn't trying to, you know,
Okay.
he wasn't trying to make no deals for us.
Okay.
But motherfuckers was interested.
Yeah.
The thing with RBL was they ended up signing to Atlantic Big Beat.
Mm-hmm.
And we was going into our 3rd album after Goin Insane.
Yeah.
They was just going into their 2nd album, which was Ruthless by Law.
Yeah.
I believe.
It
Well,
was.
Ruthless by Law was out, and that's when Atlantic Big Beat was coming, when Ruthless by Law was
exactly.
blowing up. And so they still had another album with RBL. You know, RBL was a little bit more into their contract than us. So that's why I think Jason was trying to push the Atlantic Big Beat deal for them, so they can kind of like hold on to RBL for a little bit longer.
Gotcha.
And on the major record, they knew what RBL was finna do on the major label. RBL on the major label,
Crazy.
oh, that shit's finna go crazy. Now, what he was scared was to get us to a major label, and we do what we was gonna do on a major label, and he wasn't gonna get the cut that he was, you know, he wasn't gonna get the cut that he wanted to get out of that.
Okay.
We wasn't finna go for that. We, you know, so the shit with Independent Records going bad. We knowing this is our 3rd and final album. Now we was at a crossroads because, for one, Goin Insane was a very successful album.
That's it.
Now,
Off the hook.
are we gonna be able to outdo this? We done already outdid it. We already outdid Direct from the Backstreet with this. Are we gonna be able to take it to a next level and go bigger than that? And at the same time, is it gonna benefit us to drop this big, huge ass great album, and these motherfuckers is gonna play games with us? They know this our last album, so they probably gonna hold the promotion. They probably gonna play games with the money. They probably ain't gonna promote this shit hard. They probably gonna like fuck these niggas. These niggas up out of here anyway. So we could have just dropped off some trash. We could have just put together some bullshit and just like here.
Yeah, just filled the contract out.
Right. But TC made a good point. TC was like, nah, nigga, our name is on this shit. This is our motherfucking legacy, nigga. We can't have no missteps. I don't give a fuck what the situation is, nigga. We gotta come harder every time. So he was like, nigga, fuck it, nigga. We finna come even harder. We gonna take it to the whole next level. Because what I realized what TC was saying was, well, damn. What if we give these motherfuckers a slamming ass album, this shit blow the fuck up, and we up out of this motherfucker? Nigga, you know, the sky's the limit after that.
Sky's the limit.
And that's what we did.
That's what y'all did.
So what happened was, in between that, from Goin Insane to Direct from the Back to Backstreet Life, Master P come along.
Got you.
Now we had already knew Master P. We knew Master P from they used to deal with music people. So we had already knew P. What P was doing was he had an idea for a compilation he was putting together called West Coast Bad Boys.
That's right.
Us and RBL was the first groups he got at. Look, man, he seen us at Independent Records. Us and RBL was up there trying to get our money, and he slid, and he like, oh, y'all, just who I'm looking for. Check this out. I'm putting this compilation together with all the best motherfuckers from the Bay Area. And man, y'all got to be a part of it. We was the first 2 groups that he approached, us and Totally Insane RBL. I got to have y'all a part of it. And nigga, we gave him the green light. Like, yeah, we with it. Hell yeah, we'll do it. So he put it together. So we recorded the song Total Insanity for that.
Okay.
What happened was, it's a cold story, interesting story, the day we recorded that shit. We recorded that song on June 17th, 1994. For all y'all out there with y'all cell phones, Google that. June 17, 1994, and see what historical event pops up. I'm going to give y'all a hint. Motherfucking name is OJ.
Oh, shit.
June 17, 1994 is the day of the low speed OJ chase. And it was also the day of the motherfucking finals. What happened was the day we went to go record Total Insanity, me, TC, well, when we got there, we hadn't even heard the beat or nothing yet. Master P, we had scheduled the session to record the song. Me and Tina hadn't even heard the beat. So when we showed up to the studio, it was just King George was there. King George was associate of Master P back in the day. Mm-hmm. King George, TC, Rapper Forte's manager, Frankie J, Hennessy from 11-5, and Andre Nicotina.
Okay.
They was watching the NBA Finals when we arrived. So when we got there, we walked in, you know what I'm saying? TC was like, oh, nigga, I got one for y'all. Man, that motherfucker put that motherfucking beat on, nigga.
Crazy.
That motherfucking Total Insanity beat. Boom, doom, boom, 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 boom.
Going.
Nigga, 10 went to that corner of the room. I went to this corner of the room. Nigga, we start writing. In the midst of writing, Master P and them come in. They came to the session. Master P, Silk, C-Murder, King George was already there. And the dude that always be with Master P, the light-skinned cat that always be with him.
Okay.
That's like his best friend or something.
Okay.
But they showed up to the session. You know, they showed up. We brought food. We sat there and watched the game. Now we writing in the middle. We writing the song and we watching the game at the same time. These motherfuckers interrupted the game to broadcast the motherfucking OJ low speed chase shit. Now, if you listen to the song, it's a line in there where I say, "Hell no, I don't believe OJ did that."
Yeah.
What happened was in the middle of writing my verse, the little low speed chase came on TV. We was like, damn. We stopped for a minute and was watching shit like, damn. Now, if you listen to the song, if you listen to my part where I say, hell no, I don't believe OJ did that, if you listen to the whole verse, that shit don't even rhyme with the line before it.
That was real time.
That line don't even rhyme with nothing. That don't even rhyme. I just threw that shit in. Hell no, I don't believe OJ did that.
Yes, sir.
That just happened to be what was on TV.
But that's part of the album. That's part of that song everybody loved.
Right. And that shit really was happening. I was watching shit on TV like, damn, hell no, I don't believe OJ did that. So we recorded the song. So it was a problem because now that we coming toward the end of our contract, Jason is tripping off everything. Now he tripping off features. Nigga, we the motherfucking compilation kings. We done rocked every Bay Area compilation that done drops in the 90s. And now all of a sudden you tell us we can't get on a motherfucking compilation, nigga. That's what we known for. You feel me? He forbid us to get on the West Coast Bad Boys. So guess what we did? Got on the West Coast Bad Boys. When that motherfucker dropped, he was mad at RBL too, because RBL and them did the trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. And them was smash songs.
All
of them. That nigga Jason was so motherfucking sick when that West Coast Bad Boys dropped, and he was distributing the shit.
Yeah.
Man, that shit was off the shelves. They couldn't keep that shit.
Hell nah.
And we had two of the hottest songs on that motherfucker. And then, man, Jason was so hot, like, fuck, why you guys didn't drop those songs on my fucking label? Why you drop those fucking hit smash songs on that fucking guy's project? So, he already know. Yeah. We laughing at this nigga. Every time we go in the office, we laughing at this nigga like, it's almost over, my nigga. And we just dropped this motherfucking song on the West Coast Bad Boys. And it's a motherfucking smash. So we finna ride the West Coast Bad Boys into our next album?
Yeah.
Nigga, it's over for you, my nigga. Fuck you.
That's big, man. And you know what? That walks me into the subject of compilations.
Okay.
Bay Area Players, $1 Million Dream, 18 with a Bullet. Hits on all of them. And you got more compilations, but just ones I'm mentioning.
Yeah. Shit, like I said, for a minute, our nickname was the Compilation King. Tony Insane was the Compilation Kings for a minute.
Compilation Kings.
Real talk.
So talk about some of those compilation songs, man. I think about one, if I may interject, one of your flows, man, when you said you were coming around the mountain, high as fuck, heated off, fresh paint. I mean, legendary stuff, man.
Well, I'm the type of artist that the beat influences me.
Yeah.
A lot of time, I don't even know what I'm gonna say until the beat, the beat pulls it out of me. So, I mean, shit, if I listen to a beat, and nigga, and that's the line that come to my head, nigga, I'm coming around the block fully out of it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm put that motherfucker down. The cool thing about that song was, the day we recorded that song, we had a show in Yuba County.
Okay.
And dude had already paid us to do the song, Ted.
Okay.
He had already paid us to do the song. We was bullshitting. We was supposed to knock the song out and sent that shit to him 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
We was bullshitting. We didn't even record the song. So he was blowing our phone up like, bro, man, your guys are the last song that I need for the album so I can send it to the press. And I got RBL song already. I got Selsky song already, man. I'm just waiting for you guys song, man. What's going on? So the day that we was going to do the Yuba City show, I had a cassette tape.
Mm-hmm.
I had a cassette tape with hella songs on it, and it was a song on there. The quality of the song was hella fucked up.
Okay.
But it was a nigga named Tweety Bird Low out of L.A.
I heard the name.
Yeah, he had a song, and in the song, the beat broke down like I think it was like an interlude or something.
Okay.
And he had a hit song, and then the song that came, like, I forgot the name of the hit song that he had, but after that song, it was like an interlude going into the next song.
Mm-hmm.
And on the interlude, it had that little bass line playing. It was like a doo-doo-doom, doom, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. They just had that little bass line playing.
Yeah.
And I heard that shit. I was like, yeah, that's a fat little bass line. So I took the shit to TC. I was like, blood, I got an idea for a beat. I got this little cassette. It sounded kind of fucked up, but, you know what I'm saying, maybe we could do something with it. So I played it for T. T listened to it. And, you know what I'm saying, T is a mind reader. That's what makes him a great producer, because he can read your mind. Mm-hmm. You can explain something to him once, and he got it. Like, oh, yeah, I got it.
You hear it.
So I played it for him. Actually, I take that back. The tape was so fucked up that we couldn't really hear, so I had to hum it to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I just did it with my mouth, like, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. And he, nigga, played that shit. Once he got the bass line down, he started adding that other shit to it, and, you know what I'm saying, throwing
another hit.
Start throwing all that shit in there. It was on, nigga. Me and Ten wrote this verse. We wrote the verses in like 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, that coming around the mountain is just some shit that just came out of my head. That's what I got from the beat. Like, nigga, I'm coming around the mountain on this motherfucker. God damn. Nigga, 9 busted. I'm still gonna slap this motherfucker, nigga. God damn, T. So we knocked the song out. So we did the verses. Ten came up with the hook. 10 had the hook. As soon as we heard the beat, nigga, 10 like, I already got a hook for that. 10 came up with the hook, went there, laid the hook, and then we did the verses. So after we got the verses and the hook laid, it was like, man, shit, we need the idea was to have T do the intro. We was like, blood, go in there and do another one of them intros like G's by the 1, 2, 3. Nigga, I'm drunk. Mm-hmm. I made the beat when I was drunk, do one of them. And T had laryngitis.
Oh, wow.
That nigga couldn't barely talk. That nigga was like, man, I can't even talk. So I'm like, man, fuck it. I'll go in there, nigga, fuck it. Run it. Let me run it. I first taped that shit. As soon as he ran that shit, man, you ain't never heard this?
Yeah.
Tony Insane, nigga?
Yeah.
East Palo Alto, me and Tony Insane? You ain't never heard this? Oh, this the shit, nigga.
That's it.
You know? You gotta feel me.
Yeah, that shit dropped.
That was the intro. Boom, 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 boom. Man, when that motherfucker dropped, now see, we thought Total Insanity was huge, blood. Everywhere we went. We used to go on the road. We used to go to Seattle. We used to go to Denver. We used to go to Arizona. We used to go to everywhere. And that song, nigga, was a motherfucking hit. When Bay Area Players came out, with that MAC and AD came out, that shit was all over again, bruh. That shit was big, bruh. Everybody was bumping that song. Everywhere we went, motherfuckers bumping that song. That's a lot of motherfuckers' favorite Totally Insane song. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that shit was big. That shit was on some other level type shit. But in a minute records, so we did the West Coast Bad Boys. That shit blew the fuck up. The formula for Backstreet Life was different too, because we wasn't messing with the enhancer. We didn't record that at the enhancers. We didn't record Backstreet Life at the enhancers. Something went down with T and enhancer.
It just wasn't happening.
It just So we re-recorded that with Reg and Race.
Okay.
Shout out to Reg and Race. And we got a whole different sound, whole different feel.
Still dope.
We was going more into live bass lines and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We was leaning into more of the DJ Quick sound. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't trying to get that sound, but we was more live bass lines with synthesizers and shit. We was kind of go more into mob type shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why that album sounded a little different than Goin Insane and Backstreet and Direct from the Backstreets. Cause we just kind of went in we was trying to go into a more mainstream.
And it was a more
sound.
refined sound. Too.
Right. We was trying to go into more mainstream, more. Yeah. We was trying to.
Now, Ed, I got a question. Well, a request and a question.
Mm-hmm.
So my request is, and this is definitely a fan request, is for you to give us one of them good ad stories.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, a quick question. Because anybody watching this video is going to wonder, especially if they ain't from the Bay, or they from a part of the Bay and just don't really understand that East Palo Alto heritage, they'll hear you say rogue when you're talking. So tell us how that came about. And then if you can give us one of them good ad stories, man, we appreciate that.
Okay. The word rogue. I've been saying the word rogue my whole life. And my dad said it. So I'm thinking it might have started like in the 60s or 70s.
Okay.
You know, because like I was saying earlier, you know what I'm saying, East Palo Alto, we was with the black movement, and you know,
yes, sir.
Panther Power was thick in the town. So I don't know what the original definition of rogue was.
Okay.
And I don't know who made the word, where it came from.
It stuck though.
But it stuck, and everybody from the Bay know that's an East Palo Alto word. You hear somebody say
through.
rogue,
You
you automatically say, oh, that nigga from East Palo Alto.
Straight up.
Like Cuddy. You hear niggas say Cuddy, that nigga from Vallejo or something.
Straight up.
Mac Dre, E40, one of them niggas. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So we're just one of those slang words that, you know what I'm saying, from the town that stuck. Just like the OG code, that's some East Palo Alto shit. You know what I'm saying? When you hear that, you know that's a nigga from East Palo Alto. You know
that's
what I'm saying?
it.
Niggas on the prison yard, wherever you at, you hear that call, or you hear a motherfucker say rogue, you automatically like, oh yeah, that nigga from East Palo Alto. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, man, please tell us about one of your many entertaining stories, man. And what people don't know, man, is Ad got some of, I think, the most entertaining stories, man. And if anybody out there, man, if you want to have footage, want some real footage to put together, man, ask Ad Kapone, man. You can put a whole movie together.
Yeah.
But please give us one of the ad stories, man.
And the sad thing is this should be all true.
All true.
Let me see which one I'm going to give y'all. I got some great ones. Okay.
All right.
I'll tell y'all. Okay, I got one for y'all.
Okay.
Totally Insane, Sibo, and Mac Mall had a show in Seattle, Washington.
Oh, okay.
Show was, oh my God. That was probably one of the best shows we ever done. That motherfucker was sold out. Man, that motherfucker was packed. We pulled up in front of that they rented us a limo. We had a big ass Mercedes-Benz limo. Oh, wow. They came pick us up from the hotel. Yeah. I forgot the name of the hotel we were staying at, but it was like a big ass hotel over in downtown Seattle, like one of them fat ass hotels. Okay. So they came and got us, had the limo come get us, bring us to the venue. Us, like I said, Mac Mall. It was us, Mac Mall, RBL, and Sibo was on the bill. Mm-hmm. And we got to the venue, it was thick outside. But the only thing about Seattle was them niggas be banging, kind of gang banging kind of hard out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, C-Tac, all that.
So when we pulled up, it was some motherfuckers out in front of the venue already fighting when we pulled up. The police came out there, beat them niggas' ass, pepper sprayed them, sent them on their way, right? So we go into the building, we do the show, rock the motherfucking show. Sibo was headlining. So after the performance, Sibo get on the stage and say, hey, y'all, check this out. After party at the motherfucking wooty woo woo woo. Hey, you should have seen the motherfucking promoter. Promoter was over there like, no. He was like, nigga, fuck that, cuz. Motherfucking after party at the motherfucking wooty woo woo woo. So we smile out to the motherfucking motel, right? Nigga, We stopped to grab something to eat. Us RBL, we stopped at Denny's, grab something to eat.
Yeah.
By the time we left Denny's, got to the room, nigga, the whole motherfucking motel parking lot was full, nigga. It's like it looked like the concert. Like everybody that came from the concert came straight to the motherfucking motel.
Straight up.
So the limo driver mobbed through the back. They bring us up through the back, right? So we go to our room. It's motherfuckers running down the hallway. It's motherfuckers, nigga, all kind of shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it was these hoes that was looking for RBL, right?
Mm-hmm.
I seen the hoes, and I heard them asking for RBL, right?
Yeah.
But I also heard when the SIBO homeboys intercept the bitches.
Okay.
Like, bitch, who's you?
Yeah.
Ah, nigga, some. That nigga slapped the bitch. Bow! Slapped the bitch, right? This bitch run down to the front desk, go call the police.
Oh,
We not knowing all this is going on, right?
Okay.
So, we sitting in our room chilling. We just hear a knock on the door. Boom, 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 boom. We open the door. It's the motherfucking Seattle police. We're looking for Totally Insane, RBL. We're like, we don't know nobody by that name. You might want to check down the hallway. Bye. Boom. So the motherfucking, the front desk bitch bring the motherfucker right to our motherfucking room. I just Totally Insane room right here. They come knock again. We open the door like, you told us you didn't know who the fuck I'm talking about. Oh, man, I'm high, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm tripping. So these motherfuckers come search the room, ransack our shit, ransack through RBL in them room. Mac Mall was smart. Mac Mall, the promoter had all of us, SIBO, and all of us staying on the 9th floor. RBL and it was smart. They told their manager booked them a room on the 6th floor below us. Okay. They knew what was finna happen. They knew the party was gonna go hard. Okay. And Black C is a very smart motherfucker. He can anticipate shit. Indeed. He said, nah, nigga, put us on the 6th floor. We don't want to be on the same floor with y'all. So, that nigga smart. Nigga, when I tell you, they must have sent every motherfucking police Seattle had up in that motherfucker. Man, they was rushing niggas. They was grabbing niggas. Nigga rushing niggas up out of there. Nigga sliding niggas down the hallway. Nigga, they was getting niggas up out of there, nigga. For real, nigga. So, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. We don't know where the fuck we at. It's raining like a motherfucking Seattle.
Right, the weather up there.
And we stand on the corner. Nigga, they put us out. Nigga, they ready to drive us to the city lines and shit. They ready to get us up out of there. Luckily, I had bumped a little bride at the show, right?
Yes, sir.
And she had her own spot.
Yes, sir. She
like, shit, y'all come to my house and spend the night. Nigga, us, RBL, Mac Mall, we all went to that bitch house. She cooked spaghetti for niggas. We chilled all night, fucked all night. Man, had a great time, man. But shout out to my nigga Bo, man. You got us put out the motherfucking room 3 o'clock in the morning in Seattle, man. But I still love you, bro.
That's a great story, man. I find your stories, man, to be very interesting, man. And the flow in which you tell it, man, it just captivates your audience, man. I'm going to keep on going, though. And right now, I think we should probably touch on some of your solo projects that you've had out. We've been talking about the Insane, but we know you have some new stuff out, and we definitely want to go over some of that stuff while we're talking today. Okay. So, please tell us, man, about your solo projects that you've had out.
Well, after a lot of y'all that don't know, I went to prison in 01, and that was pretty much the end of Totally Insane. That's how Totally Insane pretty much ended. Yeah. But when I got out, I did 6 years when I got out in 07. I got back to it. You know what I'm saying? I got back with the music. All my niggas, my Never Legal niggas and my Hood Star niggas and all them niggas was still making music the whole time I was gone. So when I came home, nigga, I just basically jumped back in line. The first album that I did solo was in 08 called The K Word. You know what I'm saying? I did that shit with my own bread, you know what I'm saying? I did that shit under my own label, The Insane Empire, with me and Ten label, The Insane Empire. Okay. And that was, just basically did that shit with all my own bread. One night, as y'all know, Hood, Band-Aid Scooters, some of my best friends, they had a show one night, and I think we was in Concord or somewhere. And I went to the show, and Scoot came over, he said, hey, blood, nigga, somebody want to meet you, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm fresh out. I think I'd only been out for a couple months. I think that was the first little function that I went to, was one of their shows. And he's like, hey, blood, somebody want to meet you. So I'm like, shit, cool. That nigga went over there, and guess who he brought back over there?
Who that?
The motherfucking Jacka.
Like that.
He walked the Jacka over there. And, you know, Jack walk up, he's like, man, I'm a huge Totally Insane fan, man. I grew up on y'all shit, man. Man, you just don't know. I was like, man, I'm looking at this nigga like, nigga, I'm a fan of yours. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, man, it'd be a privilege to get you on the track. I was like, nigga, name the date and the time, and I'm there.
That's it.
So we set up the date, met him at 17 Hertz. I went there and laid the verse for him. And he asked
R.I.P. Jacka.
R.I.P. Jack, man, definitely King Jack. And we was talking, you know, during the midst of talking, he was asking me what was I doing. I was like, well, you know, I'm trying to work on a new project and shit. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple songs done. I'm trying to put it together. He's like, shit, nigga, you got something, nigga. I'll jump on it with you. Luckily, I had a beat on me. My nigga Stagger gave me this dope little beat that I was trying to contemplate what I was gonna do with it. Man, I threw that shit on, man. That nigga got on that shit and blazed that bitch, right? So in the midst of recording the motherfucking song, Fed-X walk in. Fed-X hear the song that we laid down. He like, nigga, what is that? He was like, oh, nigga, Totally Insane, nigga. Jack was like, nigga, Totally Insane, nigga. He was like, nigga, let me get on that. Man, that nigga went up in that motherfucker and laid his track down. Now, I'm just getting out of jail. I ain't put out a motherfucking record in 7, 8, 9, 10 years, right? I ain't got no footing in the rap game or nothing. And this is this nigga at this time, he was the biggest artist in the motherfucking Bay Area. This was right before Tear Gas dropped, I believe.
That's right.
Man, and he blessed me, man. Yeah. Man, not only did he record the song for me, that nigga paid for the session.
Like that.
Man, rest in peace, King Jack, man. That's the realest motherfucker, dead or alive, my nigga, you know?
Real talk.
So I did the K-Word. Featuring Jack. Jack was on there. I got the Hood Stars on there. I did a song called House of Pain featuring Hood Stars. And then, you know, I just got back into the music, you know what I'm saying? I built a studio at my house. I was recording a lot of shit at my house. All my Never Legal niggas, and all my niggas came back. Chunk, Alias Tone, all my niggas, Deep Gambler, all my niggas came back, and we just start, you know, recording shit. So I started working on my second album, which was called Kingpin, The 6-Year Theory. That came out 2010. I shot a video for that called Represent 2010. So after Kingpin, we did the Insane Empire album.
Okay.
Me, Chunk, shout out to my nigga Chunk, Gambler, Young Life, Alias Tone, D-Dow, my nigga Just H. Shout out to my nigga Just H. That produced a lot of shit for me on my first couple albums. My nigga Stagmata, of course. Prozac did the track for me. Shout out to my nigga Prozac. Oh, rest in peace to my nigga Mac Dad E from Mac and AK, man. That nigga came through and blessed me with a couple of tracks for both projects, man. Came through both times for me. So 2010 was the Kingpin, The 6-Year Theory. 2011, I dropped the Insane Empire, The Rise of the Empire album. You know what I'm saying? And after that, I just kind of like, you know, life just kind of kicked in. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker was just out there trying to survive. So from 2010 to shit now, 10 years later, what happened was, what really brought me back full-fledged was, all these years I've been trying to get 10 back in the studio. You know what I'm saying? 10 was never really, he wasn't really, he liked making music, but he didn't see it the way I saw it.
Okay.
I wanted to be LL. I wanted to be Ice Cube. I wanted to be one of these legendary niggas in the game. He just wanted to do the shit and get some money, which I understand. You know, 10 is a hustler. So he didn't have the same passion for it as I did.
Okay.
But when he just dropped the It's Personal album,
That's right.
He called me one day, and he was like, "Bruh, I think I'm gonna go on and lay something down, bro. I think I'm gonna go on and give him one real quick." I was like, "Shit, nigga. Well, nigga, let's do it. You know, let's put it together, my nigga." So I seen that he was serious about it.
Yeah.
He would start putting shit together. He was sending me shit, letting me hear some shit. I was like, "Oh, nigga, You still got it, nigga. Let's go.
Yeah.
So he put together his personal album.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of like that kind of like lit a fire up under my eyes. I was like, shit, my nigga back, nigga. I gotta come back with my nigga. Yeah, I gotta come back with my nigga.
Yeah.
So we did a song in there called "I'm Cool" featuring Cocaine. Shout out to my nigga Cocaine. Shout out to my nigga Cole 187 motherfucking Hutch too. Big Hutch. We did the song "I'm Cool" on that motherfucking man, and that shit got man. Motherfuckers was like, y'all back.
Yeah, y'all back.
Y'all niggas back.
Yeah,
This is it.
I'll definitely check in with Mac 10 album, man. Or I keep calling Mac 10 growing up. That's
Right.
his name.
Right.
But $10 album, man.
Right.
And from the feature with LaToya Williams to y'all song together, man, it's bomb. You know what I mean?
Album, man, he dropped a classic album. And I've been telling him the whole time, I was like, I don't know if he had doubt in his mind that, you know, these young niggas wasn't gonna fuck with her like blood. Nigga, fire don't never go away, my nigga. If you got fire, nigga, fire is fire, my nigga.
Fire.
If you got it, they gonna peep it, they gonna respect it.
That's right.
And you know what I'm saying, he put it out there and he see it, they respected it. That shit he put a classic album out there. But that gave me the motivation to start working on my album. So right now I'm working on my album called 100%. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
I dropped a single and a video, All Thou Wows. I actually dropped a couple of singles, you know what I'm saying, for the album, but it's coming. I think I'm gonna drop it November 27th.
Okay.
Around Thanksgiving time.
Okay.
There's a few things that's happening while I picked that date. There's a few things that's gonna help me catapult that shit.
Okay.
And not only for the last year or whatever, I've been working on my solo shit. I also been rebuilding my label. You know what I'm saying? I got the Insane Empire label back cracking.
Okay.
You know, I got my family back in the fold. Got my Never Legal niggas back in the fold. They working on some hot shit.
Yeah.
Got my nigga Gucci Smoke back in the fold. He working on some shit. Got my nigga Gambler. He working on some shit. My nigga Checkmate Checkers. My nigga Stagmite. I got the Forever Summer project coming. So, you know, it's to me, the reason why I'm doing it now is I feel that it's a void in the game right now, especially for the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of other places had their time. Atlanta been holding it down for the last 15, 20 years. Before that, Compton was holding it down for 10, 15 years. And I know we had it in the 90s. The ball was out here in the 90s, and we didn't really quite know what to do with it. Yeah. Master P was giving us the blueprint, and a lot of niggas wasn't peeping game like what he was doing. Yeah. Niggas didn't catch on to what the fuck he was doing until it was too late. And now that the music record labels can't control the game no more. Record labels has lost control of the game. Yeah. A 15-year-old kid can record a motherfucking album at his house on Pro Tools and put that motherfucker out and get 100 million hits and go diamond from his motherfucking bedroom. You feel what I'm saying? So now the record labels can't control the shit. It's free. It's like the Wild West out here. Yeah. As long as you got heat, niggas, you gunslinging, nigga, get out there and get yours. You feel what I'm saying? So it wasn't like that a couple years ago, and that's why I kind of ducked out during the little 10-year hiatus. The game had changed, you know, and the style of music had changed, the game had changed, the atmosphere in the Bay had changed, and now that I feel that it's coming back around, and now I feel that
energy.
Yeah, niggas can come back. Niggas my age can make a comeback. I was reading an article the other day, MC8, Compton Most Wanted. Shout out to OG Compton Most Wanted. A motherfucker asked him, well, do you feel that, you know, you an OG, do you feel that the young niggas, I forgot exactly how the question was framed, but he was like, do you think that the young niggas is blocking y'all out the game? And MC8 said, man, look, these motherfuckers, music is music, my nigga. There ain't no age limit to music. Yeah. If you hot, you hot. He said the problem with what he thought the young niggas was that they scared of competition. Y'all scared of old nigga gonna come through and burn y'all niggas? Or
what's really?
Right. Yeah. What y'all scared of? Yeah. Why, you know, I'm 46 years old. Why I can't come back and make an album? Why I can't make music? Why I can't make music for the niggas that like my shit?
Yeah. You solidified though, man.
Yeah, right.
Period.
Yeah. And MC8 was too, and that's how he was feeling. So if a nigga like that is feeling like, you know, he was on a way bigger scale than we was, if he feeling like that, then shit.
Come on with it. And that walks me right into the next question. $10 drops. New album. You working and finna drop. So 1 + 1 to me equal 2.
Right.
You know where I'm going, brother.
Right.
When are we gonna see a Totally Insane project?
Well,
Reunion.
it's all part of the plan, you know.
With TC, baby.
Oh, definitely. It's personal. Shit, 10 albums still hot. 10 albums still going.
Yeah.
My shit finna drop.
Yeah.
We just building momentum.
Okay.
You know, we building momentum. We haven't been out in a long time.
Okay.
So we didn't want to just drop a Totally Insane album and that shit don't go nowhere.
I got you.
It's like we just dropped that motherfucker on, you know, a tree fall in the middle of the forest.
Yeah.
We wanted to create a buzz, to create a build up for it.
Yeah.
And now that you got It's Personal. Oh shit, 10 done drop. Oh nigga, that shit classic. Oh, and just drop. Oh nigga, both of them motherfuckers some classics. I can't wait for that new Totally Insane album to come. Now we bringing 10 style. We bringing my style because me and 10 have two different styles of music. If you listen to It's Personal and then you listen to mine 100%, it's gonna sound a little different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But once we bring that shit, that cohesiveness together under one project, man, it's gonna be on and cracking. You know.
Well, man, we getting close to the end of the interview, man, and like I say, man, especially with brothers like yourself, man, that are really interested to interview, we could talk for the next 5-6 hours till tomorrow. You feel me? But right now, let's talk about your branding, and then when I'm really talking about the brand, I'm talking about your social media. Let everybody know what's going on. I know you're selling merch. You know what I'm saying, for your new projects. I've seen that on IG.
Yeah.
Let the people know what's available to them from at Kapone.
Well, right now, I'm finishing up the album.
Okay.
I'm in the process of putting merch together. I got merch that I'm coming out with.
Okay.
$10. Well, what happened was when $10 dropped His Personal, he dropped merchandise with the album also.
Okay.
And man, that nigga, his merchandise is off the chain, man. He got
Right.
shirts, masks, hats, keychains, dominoes. His shit is popping. So what I wanted to do was, I wanted to wait, just like he did. He waited till he had his album done, he had all the shit done, then he dropped the album and the merchandise at the same time. I want to do the same thing.
Okay.
I'm trying to just complete my album. I do have merchandise, you know, that's coming. I'm just waiting for the right time, you know what I'm saying? What we did was, I didn't want to, 10 came out with his album in March. And I wanted him to get his whole run.
His space.
Yeah, I want him to get his whole run.
Yeah.
Because his album was so dope that is, you know, I didn't want to just jump in and you know, interrupt that. Because that nigga shit is classic, man. That nigga shit is still going.
That's it.
So I just wanted to wait my time, you know. Yeah, that's my brother, so I just wanted to wait my time. You know, that's the big brother. I want him to get his off, let him fuck all the bitches and get all them, you know. And then when I'm of age, nigga, I'm gonna come in, nigga, my big brother just left, nigga. I'm back in this bitch now. What's happening?
Yeah.
So that's all, man. You know, it's coming.
So the merch I see you wearing is just not available right now for everybody to purchase, because I seen you with some of your branded stuff as far as your jackets. And you know what I mean?
Well,
all the dope to be.
Yeah, well,
video.
the jacket, that was what happened with that was, that's not part of my clothing line, man.
Okay.
Now that you said that, though, I might have to, might have to throw some little Totally Insane Letterman jackets or something out there or something.
Yeah.
With the little symbol on the back or something. But I mean, it's all coming.
Okay.
I'm just, you know, I'm attacking the 10 came with the music and the merchandise.
Okay.
I'm coming with the videos and I'm coming with documentaries and films and videos and shit.
Okay.
So we could be well rounded.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
And we're both trying to figure this shit out at the same time.
Okay.
You know, we both, I mean, we both trying to come back in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's rare that you see a group from 20 years ago that could come back and not break up, but individually branch off and have success. And it's like, damn, these niggas go by themselves and still be successful. Man, imagine when that shit come together, what's gonna happen. Yeah. So it just, you know, I'm just playing my part. I'm attacking it from my angle. I've always been more of the visual thinker of the group.
Okay.
The visuals. So I'm working on film and video and documentaries and shit like that. Okay. Plus I'm trying to put the label together too.
Okay.
10 is more on the business side of it. He's good with finance. He good with merchandise. He good with selling shit. He good with numbers. You feel what I'm saying? So we just both play our, you know, we both play our position.
That's right.
And TC has it both. TC creative and, you know, so we was well rounded the whole time.
Man, I tell you, y'all got the recipe, man. And for me and for us here at FogBay TV, man, we highly anticipating your album, continuing to listen to TennDollaz album and a project with y'all coming together. You know what I mean? And I hope that when that happens, y'all come on back.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And speak to us then, man. But man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up, man. And we just want to thank you, man, genuinely, man, for spending your time with FogBay TV today, man. It's a privilege to talk to a legend. You feel me?
Thank you.
Solidified in this Bay Area and beyond, man. Listeners, you looking at Kapone, man. One half of Totally Insane, the supergroup, man, straight from East Palo Alto, California.